matchup. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's a member of Dog Pound Mixed Martial Arts. Wearing the green trunks, trimmed in black. Give it up for Kevin Osbourn. Fighting out of the red corner, wearing the green trunks, trimmed in black. Representing the Whetstone fight team, this is Brian Torres.
So Brian Torres, fighting out of Whetstone, is going to take on Kevin Osbourn from the Dog Pound. Two 185-pound fighters. And we look forward to a great matchup here on Northwest Television Sports. There you get a shot of the ring girl. And we're getting ready for this first round of action against these two well-rounded fighters. And I'd look to see some explosiveness here. We heard from Brian Torres' corner from Whetstone that he's an explosive fighter. And here we go. Torres fighting in the darker green shorts. And Osbourn doing a nice job of kicking, but Torres really lighting him up with the punches.
Torres has explosive power coming out right now.
Yeah, he does. Hit Osbourn with some great shots, and it looked like Osbourn was rocked early. Did a nice job of closing the distance, and now has Torres pushed up against the fence. And Osbourn has an underhook, and he's just looking to keep Torres at bay. But Torres doing a nice job of working the body. A couple punches, then a knee to the midsection.
And those knees are not soft. They hurt really bad.
Yeah, they really do, and that's going to pay dividends later in the fight. Working the body only tires out your opponent. And so you might not see much effect early on in this fight, but if Torres continues to work that body like that, he's going to tire out Osbourn. And these are two well-conditioned fighters, so we may see this one go deep. Osbourn looks like he's still trying to find his range, but hits Torres with a nice jab there, left jab. And Torres with a nice leg kick. Osbourn looks like he's waiting to counter, waits till Torres gets close and then punches. A couple good shots by Osbourn.
It looks like that explosive power of Torres maybe been scaled back a little. Now he knows that Osbourn is for real.
Yeah, Osbourn throwing some off-angle punches coming from the outside, really looping shots. If Torres throws some quick strikes, he'll be able to beat Osbourn to the punch, and a nice leg kick by Torres. And so Torres again trying to find his range. Osbourn waiting for Torres to get close and then closing the distance, and Osbourn with a nice takedown. Fighting for position, but Torres gets him locked up in full guard. And Torres going for an armbar. And he has Osbourn locked up. Osbourn using his power to lift up Torres, and a nice slam there. But Torres still has that arm locked up. The end of the first round is coming, so we'll see if he can do anything with this maneuver. And the time runs out on Torres, so he had Osbourn in a dangerous position, looking for that armbar late in round one, but the round comes to an end, and Osbourn is saved by the bell.
And there you see a lot of swelling on both the fighter's face. On Osbourn's face, it looks like right above the bridge of his nose, and on Torres, I believe it is his nose or his eyes.
Yeah, so both fighters showing some damage after that first round. Came out swinging, and you see the effects there, but Torres looks like he is has a lot of energy there in the corner. Osbourn doesn't look too gassed himself. So well-conditioned fighters. And let's see if we see that explosiveness from Torres coming out of the corner like we did in that first round. Nice leg kick. Osbourn tries to answer, but Torres blocked his left hook.
Yeah, you heard the snap there, so that was a really heavy kick.
And again, Torres looking to push the action, be the aggressor, close the distance, and I believe Osbourn has a reach advantage. A nice shot hit by Torres. A nice right hook, and Osbourn looked pretty upset. And I think it was with himself, and he's not liking that inside leg kick. Torres needs to keep throwing that inside leg kick to Osbourn's left leg.
And you got to know in the back of Osbourn's mind, he does not want to get that arm caught again.
Yeah, Torres starting to get him to take the advantage on the feet.
Some great camera shots by our cameraman Edward there.
Yeah, and another shot. It almost looks like Osbourn getting upset at Torres when Torres hits him in the face. And that's the name of the game in mixed martial arts. I think Osbourn would be content with having a grappling match here. Torres really lighting it up on the feet, but Osbourn got the takedown. And so Osbourn looking to do something with the position. Torres just looking to hold the arms, tie him up, and get the referee to stand them up. So Osbourn drags Torres over to the cage, has him pressed up against there. Looks like he wants to get those arms free and start to ground and pound, but Torres doing a nice job of keeping him locked up, and Hagen will stand them up.
And there you saw the judges, so they are trying to get as much sight of this fight as they can. Trying to give them the all-important points they need for this fight.
And you could see how much that leg kick hurt Osbourn there. So Torres just needs to keep, and he throws it again. He just needs to keep throwing that kick. Osbourn checked it that time. And that's exactly what you need to do if a fighter is peppering you with leg kicks. You lift up the leg so the kick lands on the shin and hurts the fighter throwing the kick rather than the person being kicked. And you see him check it again. But Osbourn is really being hurt by those leg kicks on Torres, really getting frustrated. And you can see Osbourn maybe not the best trained in striking, just getting upset and throwing wild punches. Torres is just starting to take him apart. And again, a nice shot. You see Osbourn get upset, throw his hands down. And he just turns his back. And the name of the game is mixed martial arts. I understand you not wanting to get hit in the head, and there you see Osbourn laying on the mat for a while. So Torres really imposing his will, and I really don't think Osbourn wants much more of this. Torres doing a nice job of working the body early, and now he's opened it up with the leg kicks and the aggression with the punching. Osbourn hasn't been able to do much more, and so Osbourn's in trouble. He needs to take this fight to the ground in this third and final round.
We are headed to the third and final round in this middleweight matchup.
When you saw Torres throw those inside kicks, after he threw one, Osbourn got frustrated enough, and he just went in and threw himself an inside kick. So a lot of frustration going through the mind of Kevin Osbourn right now.
Yeah, and I think this fight's not going to go to the scorecard if Torres continues with those leg kicks.
This is it. Final 3 minutes, fight fans.
Osbourn has to get this fight to the ground. And again, Torres hurts him with that leg kick, and every time you see that leg kick hitting Osbourn's left leg, so Torres knows that Osbourn's hurt. And Osbourn doesn't want any of that dirty boxing, just pulls away, and you can tell Torres hurt him with those last flurry. And Osbourn starting to cover up. Torres opening him up, flying knee, punching to the face. Oh, and Torres with the TKO. The ref steps in and has to stop the fight. And a good referee stoppage there. Brian Torres with the victory. Kevin Osbourn wasn't doing anything to defend himself there, just covering up. And Torres started to open up, hit him with a flying knee, and just started hitting with 1-2 combos. And Torres had him up against the fence, and referee Dave Hagan had to step in and stop the fight.
Yeah, it's a good thing because if Torres kept hitting him in that leg, I mean, there could have been serious injury right there.
Yeah, that really could. And you could tell by the way Osbourn, every time he got hit with the leg kick, how he would turn away in frustration. You could tell that Torres was really doing a number.
One more round of applause for these middleweights.
And we'll get the victory call, and maybe we'll get a word with Brian Torres.
Your winner was determined at 30 seconds of round number 3 by TKO. Give it up for Brian Torres. And keep it going for his opponent, Kevin Osbourn. Congratulations. Hey, it looked like you were stinging him with those leg kicks. Did you notice that he was noticing those?
Yeah, every time he backed up, I knew it hurt him, so can I say something? Thank you so much to Josh Burnham and Ben Snyder for getting me ready for this fight. Dewey Nielsen, the best strength coach around, ImpactPT.com. Adam and Pro, thank you so much. One more. To all my family and friends, thank you so much for coming out. I knew I let you down the last 3 fights, but thank you so much for coming out again. Thank you.
Thanking the entire support system, your winner, Brian Torres.